Morning and welcome. Today we're gonna do the next tutorial. So without further ado, we can go ahead and start it. Yeah. So blah blah blah. Never wanted to complain. Bernard wants to see what you can do. All right. I like the music to this game. It's a nice change from Planet Coaster. It actually has multiple tracks.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates though. We've got all sorts of animals.
That's pretty cool.
So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
I like this zoo. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot was done with this one. You see a lot of it's just texture though, because this is all squared off, but it's still really cool. I mean, a lot of work went into the designing this park. Oh, you big boy. Yes, you are. As long as you don't fling poop. No, this is the little guys probably, huh? These guys will just take over the world. Alright. Let's go see what she's got us in for.
Red ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Massaoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Oh, these guys are cool. Gotta be careful, they'll jump the fence. Can't put anything close to the fence. That's pretty cool. Kind of clipping through the structure though. This is pretty cool though that you can actually put anything, no climb on it. Alright. Locate the highlighted area. Alright, locate the next highlighted area. Oh, that's where we were just at.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvelous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera. Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our
nice little baby.
bonobos. They're quite the characters.
Not the baby. Don't squish him. Alright, let's see here. Locate the highlighted area. On to the next one.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too.
Monkey on
Select
the
the
loose.
habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Well, let me see if I can fix this barrier when it's paused.
Good. Now open the animals tab.
Can we just fix this? Well, oh, you want me to do what you yeah. Capture. Oh, I want to watch people run. Run! Run, Forrest, run! Oh, wow. Holy cow. No, that's funny. Okay. Visiting player. No, that's pretty cool. Other players in the game can actually choose to select that they visit other zoos or not visit other zoos. So this is another player that plays the game. Their avatar, I should say. That's not actually them, it's just their avatar. Alright, so does that fix it? No, it doesn't fix it. How did we get the monkey?
And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos. Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area. You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet. Now, click on one of the paths to place the vet in your zoo. Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alert to jump to the escaped bonobo. And then, click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it. Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
Oh yeah. Drink him. Drink him. He's down. Nice. Alright, let's get that habitat going.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Delete.
Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
Oh, I see. That's climb proof. So how do you... There we go.
Done. And I think it's high time
Select
we
the wall and
those
then that.
bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. And then open the Animals tab.
Animal tab.
And finally, click on Unbox All Animals to let them out. I expect some of them are fair bursting for the toilet.
They're gonna be pissed at me.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble, and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Hire a mechanic and then click on a path to place them in the zoo. And then click on the path again to hire a second mechanic. As you can see, you don't have to go back into staff management if you're hiring lots of the same type of staff member. Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
That would be funny.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research center. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it.
Alright, so it's another scenario unlocked. What you want me to do again?
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research center.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research center for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research center to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research center so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
See, now this is nice because this is something that wasn't in Planet Coaster, but other people in the workshop basically added this in, well, other people in the community added this into the workshop. Blank buildings that you can just add whatever you wanted. And you just drop down.
Spanking new research center, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research.
Why not just do it right there?
Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights. First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
It's already a stand for me, so might as well. Align to surface, so that way it just snaps right there. Alright, sir, move your head, sir. Alright, turn that off so I can see. Oh, it was aligned. I thought it was like... Let's see here. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Alright, there we go. Just want to do one.
And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur.
There we go.
Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
That's right. Put your donations in. Poor little monkeys need it. They need blankets. Keep them warm through the winter. They need food. We hardly feed them here. We feed them some table scraps. Alright, let's do this again. And, oh, that's not what I wanted. Why is X not working? Oh, okay then. All right.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests, so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
All right. So, note to self: don't put the speakers close together. They'll just basically be garbled. And it's good to know. If I remember right, you'll get like a red circle or red outline. So let's put them on top of something. Is there another stand? Nope.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
Why is that not? Okay, whatever. And you can actually increase the size, the radius, I should say. See, so if the radius is too big, you can actually see the outline of where they overlap. It'll turn red right there, and you don't want that. So we'll decrease that. We'll do that right there. Red-tailed lemur, and then we'll do this one.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area. Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
They're so cute.
Next, click on the Terrain tab.
Terrain.
Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Oh, wow. Alright, since this is a tutorial, let's just use what they have. I like building my own stuff, but in my own zoo, so. That'll work, right? That looks doable. Don't want to be in the food. There we go.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Okay, select the habitat.
Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Animal tab.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
Alright.
So,
Hear that, folks?
a new
Better
climbing
donate
frame
more.
And better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs
Went from
rotten.
table scraps to
Now, I think
dog
it's time
food.
we looked at one of the zoo's most
Wait, no.
important
Dog food to table
responsibilities.
scraps.
Releasing animals
Yeah.
into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits will be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Alright, let's see here. Exit that.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the Animals tab in the Habitat Information panel, and find him in the Animals list.
Release. Oh, we're gonna miss you, buddy. I hardly know you, but you know.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Ah, I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
Alright, I think that's it for me today. Again, if you like Planet Zoo, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe. I will have another video out probably tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.